If you close your eyes for a moment, and look for the place where you end, where is that boundary? Is it the edge of your skin? Is it the last breath you took? Is it the memory you're holding right now, the one that feels like mine? Or is it possible that the you defend, the you fear losing, is only a passing arrangement of sensations? Something like a wave thinking it's separate from the ocean beneath it? Hold that question gently. Not to answer it, just to feel how strangely freeing it is. Because today, we're exploring a teaching so simple, so quiet, and so radical, that it can soften the oldest fear in the human mind. The fear of ending. The fear of death. More than 2,500 years ago, Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, pointed to something that sounds almost impossible when we first hear it. Nothing is truly born. Nothing truly dies. Not as poetry, not as comfort, but as a way of seeing the world directly, with clear eyes. And this insight wasn't meant to be mystical. It wasn't meant to be religious. It was meant to release us from the deep contraction that comes with imagining we are fragile, temporary, isolated beings. Today, let's walk into this together. Slowly. Breathing. Like you're listening to the world exhale. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever witnessed the precise instant when a thought begins? You're washing dishes, and suddenly a memory appears. You're walking, and suddenly an idea lights up. You're drifting to sleep, and a worry forms out of nowhere. We don't see the beginning. We don't see the ending. We only see the middle, the brief moment when something becomes noticeable. And yet we behave as if every moment of our lives has a clean start and a definite finish. But look closer. A wave rises on the surface of the ocean. It seems to be born. It seems to die. But does it? Or is it the ocean all along, taking one shape, then another? If you could pause time and examine that wave at the instant before it forms, and the instant after it fades, you would find only water. Nothing added. Nothing removed. Just transformation. The Buddha's insight is like that. He's not saying, you will live forever, or your body won't age. He's pointing to something far quieter. What you truly are isn't the wave. It isn't the momentary shape. It's the underlying water. The awareness that experiences everything. And awareness doesn't have edges. It doesn't appear at birth. It doesn't vanish at death. It simply is, this open, luminous field where sounds, sensations, memories, and sensations rise and fall. If this sounds abstract, let's step into Western thought for a moment. Neuroscience tells us that your experience of the world, the colors you see, the taste of tea, the feeling of sorrow, are not things outside your mind. They're processes happening within consciousness. And consciousness, we still don't know where it begins, or ends, or if it belongs to any one person at all. Some scientists propose that consciousness is fundamental, not created by the brain, but expressed through it. Like music through an instrument. When the instrument breaks, the music doesn't die. It simply stops expressing itself in that form. There's a strange harmony here with what Buddhism has said for centuries. Form changes. Awareness remains. Physics whispers a similar truth. Matter doesn't disappear. Energy doesn't vanish. Everything transforms. The universe is a continuous flow, not a collection of separate objects. When Buddha spoke of no birth, no death, he wasn't speaking metaphysics. He was describing reality in the same way modern science does. Nothing is ever lost. It only shifts. Let's bring this closer, into the body you're sitting in right now. Feel your breathing. Not controlling it. Just noticing the soft tide moving through the chest. As you breathe in, the air you take has touched oceans, forests, cities, mountains. It has been inside birds, inside clouds, inside strangers you will never meet. Your body is made of minerals that were once stars. The iron in your blood, forged in the core of a collapsing sun. The water in your cells, older than the Earth's continents. You are not a separate being. You are a temporary expression of the universe rearranging itself. A momentary pattern of life. Not isolated. Not fragile. Not doomed. Just changing. And change is not loss. It's continuity moving in a different direction. So what does death mean within this understanding? It stops being a final wall. It becomes a doorway. A shift in the pattern. A wave returning to water. All the fear we hold, the tightening in the chest, the dread, the resistance, comes from believing that we are a fixed thing, something that can be erased. But look at your own experience. Have you ever touched the self you're afraid of losing? Is it a memory? A story? A face in a mirror? Every part of you has changed already, again and again, countless times. You were not the same person at age 10, or 20, or yesterday. And yet, there is something continuous. Not a shape, but a presence. The space where your life unfolds. The observer. The listener. This awareness that is here right now, hearing these words. That doesn't grow old. It doesn't carry fear. It doesn't break. It's the great quiet behind every moment. Death can only touch the wave, never the water. Imagine for a moment that you are standing beside a river in the evening. The surface is golden, soft, alive. A leaf falls. The water carries it downstream. If you follow the leaf with your eyes, you might feel a small sadness as it disappears around a bend. But if you look closely, you'll see. The river hasn't lost anything. It's still flowing. It's still whole. We mourn the leaf. But nothing essential has ended. Now imagine your life as that river. Everything passing through it. Thoughts, loves, pain, loss. Our leaves drifting downstream. And the river never stops being the river. The leaf's journey changes, but the water remains. This is not meant to erase grief, or pretend that loss isn't painful. Grief is the heart's way of honoring the forms life takes. But beneath grief, there is a deeper knowing. A quiet intuition that nothing is truly gone, only changed. So what does this mean for you? Right now, at this point in your life. Maybe you are carrying a fear that wakes you at night. Maybe you've lost someone you love. Maybe you're aging, or caring for someone who is. Maybe death feels like a shadow following you, a presence you never want to turn toward. But listen carefully. You don't need to push the fear away. You don't need to conquer it. Just look into it with the same curiosity you would give to a strange dream. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of losing? A memory? A role? A body that has already changed 1,000 times? A story that was never fixed? Or is what you fear something you've never actually seen? Fear thrives on imagination. Awareness thrives on clarity. And when you see clearly, fear loosens. Not because you forced it to, but because it has nothing solid to cling to. The Buddha didn't teach this to create faith. He taught it to create freedom. To help us live more lightly, more openly, more compassionately. Because when you are not terrified of ending, you can finally begin to live. There is a phrase often spoken by monks. Breathing in, I see that I am alive. Breathing out, I see there is nothing to fear. This isn't a mantra. It's a recognition. In each breath, life and death are already happening. Cells arise. Cells dissolve. Thoughts appear. Thoughts fade. Your entire existence is a dance of coming and going. None of it threatens you. None of it diminishes you. You are the stage, not the actors. You are the sky, not the passing weather. When you understand this, not intellectually, but experientially, death becomes less of a cliff, and more of a horizon. A gentle fading into the same vastness you came from. So let's return to the question we began with. Where do you end? Is it the body? The mind? The story? Or is it possible you have no edge at all? Like the ocean wearing the shape of a wave, for just a moment, before returning to what it always was? Sit with that. Not as an answer, but as a doorway. Feel the stillness that opens when you stop clinging to beginnings and endings. Listen to the space around these words. And maybe, in that silence, you'll sense something ancient, something familiar. A presence that doesn't begin. A presence that doesn't end. A presence that simply is. Not born. Not dying. Just here. Exactly what you are. Exactly what you've always been. Thank you for listening. This has been What We Are. A quiet exploration of consciousness, presence, and the simple miracle of being. Until next time, breathe gently, and let the waves return to the ocean.